Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and if you couldn't already tell from the title and probably the thumbnail, we are going to be seeing if I can beat all of Halo 3 on normal difficulty without shooting. So before we begin, let's set some ground rules. So obviously no shooting, and to make it a little bit more challenging, I'm also going to say I cannot use the energy sword or the gravity hammer, even though technically you don't shoot those weapons. However, I can use them to melee. Yeah, I think that's it. So here you can see me loading into the game, and first off we have Sierra 117, which was actually really easy. I just ran through and punched a bunch of grunts and whatever. Got to this section where like the pelicans are supposed to pick you up, but then banshees come in and
Negative, we're going down.
Although I also said hi to like one of the monkey caveman person people thingies on this level. There's a red arrow right now pointing to where he is on the screen. And then I said hi to the family of monkey cavemen people, whatever. Although I did not say hi to the third one because I actually don't know where the third monkey caveman person whatever is. So if you guys know, please let me know. But anyways, then we got onto this section where there's like the dam or whatever, and you have to free Johnson. Yeah. Oh no, watch this cool fight between the Arbiter and Brute Chieftain. Arbiter won, obviously, because brutes are not as good as elites, or you know, maybe it's because the Arbiter is a main character and he can't die or whatever. But then, anyways, we made it to where where the pelican is supposed to pick us up. But then, as you could just see, the pelican killed me, and I had to redo the whole section. But eventually, I was able to get into the pelican, and that's the end of Sierra 117, and on to Crow's Nest. Alright, so for Crow's Nest, this level wasn't too hard. Watch those guys get obliterated. But anyways, the first thing we had to do was clear out this hangar area thingy, so did that. This level this part wasn't too hard, as all I had to do was just throw a grenade or punch the enemies. As soon as they came out of the dropship, punch this box like a lot. Yeah.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah, that happened. But then eventually I got to this part, which was the part that I was the most worried about for this level, the part with the drones. But I mostly just stayed back in this little area with this marine right here. Threw a grenade right there for some reason. Yeah.
Good throw.
Punched another box. But then eventually all the drones were defeated, and we got to this section where we find out that there's like a giant bomb, and we're gonna like blow up the base or something for some reason. Said hi to Johnson too. But then we got to this section where there are a bunch of brutes, but you actually only have to defeat the Brute Chieftain. So I just kind of ran past all the other guys and killed the Brute Chieftain, ran past these guys, almost died, but I was able to make it down here, and then we got to this point for the barracks.
Please.
And this section, save that guy, by the way. This section was actually pretty easy, as all I had to do was just climb up here into this, like, vent system or whatever, and you can, like, bypass or skip, like, basically all the enemies. But then after that, we got to this section with the
Commander,
elevator
lost
where
the
you
ops
go
center.
up,
Brutes attacked in force. Couldn't hold them off.
and then
Falling back to the hangar.
we also find
Don't wait for
out
us.
that Johnson
Hold position, but not leaving without.
wasn't able to defend the bomb or something. And we have to go reactivate it, I think. I'm not really sure. Kind of left the Arbiter behind right there.
Ma'am, I've got movement. Above envelope.
Yeah.
Brutes. They've got jump packs.
Okay, but then
Going after the
after
Russians.
that we got to this
Take them
section where we have to kill all the brutes. Got that kind of sick kill where I threw down the thing or whatever. But then after I did that for a little bit, the Pelican came and we were able to get into this section where there are like a bunch of stuff. I don't know. And then after that, punch that brute. Not punch that brute, punch that gun. But then I kind of went up here and then hopped down and activated the bomb. Almost died right here, but I was able to hop down there and get out safely. Punch that grunt. But then eventually we made it to the elevator and we made it safely out with no problems at all. And oh, there is fire.
This place will become your own.
Well, after that there was no problems at all. Yeah, oh, that's a lot of fire.
This place will become your tomb.
Oh, wow. Okay, but anyways, after that, that was the end of Crow's Nest and on to Savo Highway. Okay, so for Savo Highway, this level was pretty easy as it is mostly driving. So first off, hopped into this Warthog and kind of drove for the first little bit. Watched these guys get obliterated and then like almost died or something. I also picked up a gravity lift in that building right now, right there, which will be helpful in a little bit. Also watched this giant ship fly over us, which I always think is really cool. But then right here is actually where the gravity lift will come in handy, as you can see I threw down the gravity lift right there, which does allow me to get my Warthog over this gap so that I can use it on the other side. Sadly, my Marines will not get in after this section, or after that section, but then we can use our Warthog to help us defeat these enemies. But, you know, before you say it, I know that some of you are going to be wondering, hey, if you can't shoot, then why are you using a Warthog? And I forgot to mention this in the rules, but I can use vehicles to shoot, like Warthogs or Scorpions or all that kind of stuff. But then after that, got into this Wraith. I killed the pilot and then was able to get into it. But I only was in it for a few seconds before I decided that I actually wanted to be in this Warthog. But then, after a little bit of driving that, I decided, hey, actually I want to be in a Wraith again. So I killed the pilot of this Wraith. and I used that to kill all the enemies in this section. And then after that, I got to this section where normally you would have to get out of the vehicle that you're in, but I did find out that if I just keep on boosting into the barricades, as you will see me do in a few seconds. Any second now. Man, I did not kill this brute. Wow. There we go. Okay. So, I think it's like right here. Yeah, so, I found out that if you just keep on boosting into these barricades, eventually you are actually able to get through them. And I have this wraith that I can use in this final section. Okay, so after a few minutes of shooting my wraith or whatever, I was able to complete Savo Highway and onto my personal favorite level, the Storm. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed. I recently hit 50 subscribers, and actually this video is actually a 50 subscriber special. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed, and let's try to hit 100. Okay, so starting it off for the Storm, we start off in this warthog thingamajiggy, but then eventually we get out of it and we have to open up some doors and kill some Covenant. Yeah. But then eventually we get to this section where it's like kind of outdoor thingamajiggy. I hopped in this warthog turret for a little bit, but then I decided that actually I want to be in a ghost, and I flipped that ghost immediately. But then eventually I was able to make it outside, and then I had to kill all these ghosts, and this took me actually way longer than I want to admit, because as you will see in a few seconds, or I guess as you can see on the time lapse, my strategy was to like bait the ghosts over here and like have them boost off the edge. But this last ghost right here kept pushing me off, and I could not get him like to fall off for the life of me. Like, it took me so many tries. Also did this cool ghost backflip thing. But yeah. So it took me like, I don't even know how long it took me. But then eventually, this is the final run that I did. And I was able to do it, as you can see here. I'll just stop talking and let it play out.
Moving as fast as he can, sir. I know he'll get it done.
So yeah, as you can see, he fell off the edge, and I was so happy. But then I was able to defeat this wraith and the one that gets dropped off later. yeah. But then we get to my favorite section of this level, this section with the mongooses, because if you don't already know, mongooses are my favorite vehicle in Halo, specifically the Halo 3 mongoose though, the one that I'm driving right now. So yeah, kind of drove it around and let my rocket launcher guy on the back kill all of the vehicles. But then...
Stand by. Something big closing in on your location.
we got to my favorite section of the level. Scarab fight. So for the Scarab fight, first off, I did that pretty cool jump. But I mostly just drove around and let my guy shoot at the Scarab, and then right here I get absolutely bullied by the Scarab and just keep getting tossed around. And I could not get him to stop shooting at me, and he killed my Marine, which was very sad. But then I think it's over, but then he shoots me again, and yeah. But eventually I managed to get on the Scarab, punch a few brutes, and eventually take down the Scarab. And I watch it explode, and it's so cool. Also, I bully those Marines a little bit by blocking the entranceway with the ghost. But then we get to this section where we have to fight a few brutes, and then a few hunters, and then the Arbiter dies. I guess that brute got revenge from earlier. But then I teabag the brute after I kill him, and say that's what you get for killing the Arbiter or something. But then the Arbiter returns because he's amazing. Yeah. And then watch that guy get shot down, and we have to go destroy this cannon thingamajiggy. Destroy it. Yeah. And then we watch my favorite cutscene in Halo, probably, or at least in Halo 3. This cutscene right here, and I will just stop talking and let you guys watch it. So, yeah.
All ships, fire at will.
This is the way the world ends.
What did Truth just do? Did he activate the rings?
No, sir. But he certainly did something.
Evac wounded and regroup. Wherever Truth went. Sir, new contact slipping in.
What is it? More brutes?
Worse.
But then that is the end of the storm, and on to Floodgate. Alright, so first off for Floodgate,
Chief, make your way to the crash site.
we like get a bunch of stuff like flying over us. It's actually flood. I don't really know. Yeah. Then I hop in here, find a missing persons poster. Hope he gets found. Yeah, actually, it's like a bunchy developer thingy. I don't know. It's like it's supposed to be like an Easter egg or something. And then we like find these Marines, and we're like, oh yeah, we found some Marines. We're gonna fight. Oh no, the flood! Oh no, they killed all the Marines. Oh, but then we punch that guy. Punch him again. Yeah, punch that guy. Punch him again. Punch those guys. Punch. Punch. Punchy. Punchy, punch, punch. Punch. But then we get like inside where like we fought all the brutes before, and there are more guys, and then we like get past that, and then like there are like elites here to help us. Yeah. I don't know. So then we like go through here, punch some more guys, punch, 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 and then we like learn that Cortana's on the ship that just crashed. So like obviously we have to go find her, you know. So then we hop down into the flood ship thingamajiggy, and then I think this is Floodgate. No, not Floodgate. I think this is Gravemind who's talking. But I don't really care about that because I'm pretty sure I found the shipmaster. Apparently he died. Yeah, at least I'm pretty sure that's the shipmaster. Okay, but then we'll punch that guy. Punch and punch and punch. But then I found this energy sword right here that I'm like not really gonna ever use in this level. I will use it later. But then we find Cortana, and then we like watch what I believe a lot of people's favorite cutscene in Halo is. I'm not really sure, but like we talk to Cortana, and then this guy comes down, and then it turns out it's 343 Guilty Spark, and we're like, oh no, he's gonna kill us or whatever. But it actually turns out that he's here to help us or something. So he starts like lasering Cortana or something. I don't really know. Yeah, so then we like talk to him for a little bit, and we like get sucked up into that ship thingamajiggy, and then we like talk to people, find out that it's just a message and it's not actually Cortana. Yeah, and then like Lord Hood and the shipmaster, who apparently isn't dead, start arguing about something. I'm not really sure. Yeah. More talking. Then we get this shot where like Johnson is doing Johnson-y stuff, I don't know. But then like Lord Hood leaves, and then we go into the portal, and that's the end of Floodgate, and onto the Ark. Alright, so first off for the Ark, this wasn't really a good start. I was looking at the Milky Way like off in the distance, and then I fell off the map and I died. So then when I respawned, I just had a brief look at it, you know, saw this thing like moving, not really sure what it is. Yeah, then I kept on moving, and then we got to this point where like the ODST is like, you take the first shot or whatever, but I can't, so I like threw a grenade, and I thought that that would like get them ODSTs to start firing, and it did. So I threw another grenade. Then kind of stayed back here for a few seconds, and then I was like, you know what, screw it, and I hopped all the way down there, failed to punch that grunt, punched that brute, punched him again, punched that guy, punched him again, punched these guys, punched them again, bam, and then we got to this point where we have to like do the same thing again, kind of. So did that, punched some guys, punched again, you know, and then we got hunters, which were actually really easy to defeat. But then we got to this point where there are mongooses, and obviously I had to get in them because mongooses are the best vehicle in Halo, and there's nothing you can say to change my mind about that. Do that grenade, do another grenade, you know. Actually, you probably don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, but then we kept on driving, and then got flipped there, but like we landed it because we're amazing. But then we like got to this point where like the Pelican is like, bro, follow us. We got like a good place to land or something. But our baggage was destroyed, so I couldn't. So I had to walk all the way there. But then luckily I found a ghost, so I could hop in that and like drive there. And then when we got there, had to defeat some wraiths, punch a punch, punch a punch punch. You know. And then we drove all the way over here, punched another wraith, or actually we shoved a grenade in it. And then we shoved another grenade in that one, and then threw a grenade right there. And then we were ready, and the pillar of honor, oh no, not the pillar of honor, the Ford unto Dawn came in, and like everything was being blasted backwards, and I was like, ah! And then the sky turned yellow, but I realized that was just because, yeah, stuff. And then it turned out that you can see that the sky was like more yellow, but that's just the sand. But then like all these guys came down, and yeah. You know, now that I think about it, there's probably a mongoose on there, but I hopped into this tank because I wanted to like hear the tank beats everything line the jiggy that you'll hear in a few seconds.
You heard the lady? Tank beats ghost. Tank beats hunter. Tank beats
there you go, you probably heard it. Or maybe not. I can't tell. But then we blasted our way all the way through here. Killed that guy. Yeah. And then we got to here where 343 Guilty Spark opened up the door, and then we walked over here, activated this bridge so that all our guys could like drive across it or something. And then I thought, hey, I wonder if I can jump onto that bridge. Turns out you can't. So yeah. But then we got here to this point, and I was super excited, and then a scarab came. And I was like, oh no, we have to fight the scarab! But then it like walked off and didn't have to fight it. So yeah, so I hopped into this Gallus hog with this Marine who for some reason wanted to be in the passenger seat, and that was like super annoying me. So I like forced him out, and then he like got into the cannon, which I was like excited about, whatever, I don't know. And it turns out he's actually like really good at like taking down vehicles and whatever. So we destroyed the first vehicles, and then the scarab comes back, and I'm like, oh no, we actually have to fight it this time. So we we drove around here. My guy was more interested in taking down choppers than the scarab, but eventually we got it so that it could like go down on the ground, punch that guy, and then we managed to take down the scarab. Yeah, that brute chopper was really annoying. But then we got to this point where we like kill all these guys like on the stairs or something. I don't really know. Yeah, and then we hopped out there, and then we got this like thingy where like 343 guilty specs shocks my men, so I got super angry and started punching him. Yeah, I don't know, but then he like went back to fixing the door, so it was okay.